Hello, everyone. Patriot5 here on Monday night with Patriot6. He's sending out the link to the show tonight, so he'll be joining us shortly. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I had a very busy weekend, a very dangerous weekend, very exciting weekend. I can cover just about every base and got a lot of things done. I was up until 4 o'clock in the morning, Saturday, Friday night to Saturday morning. My son was leaving for Jamaica, and there was no sense for me to go to bed. I don't like to go to bed with my front door unlocked. Even though I live in a small town, we still have some weirdos. I think everybody has some weirdos wherever they live. So I want to make sure I was up because when they walked out, they wouldn't have thought about locking it from the inside and pulling it shut. I would have been there, and who knows? They left about quarter to four. Then I got up earlier, and I had planned on getting up, but it is what it is, right? Yesterday, I had a enjoyable day. I got a lot of work done. I got a lot of work done on the weekend. Things done that I wanted to do now for a long time. I got them accomplished, and I feel very good about that. But as I was finishing up one of the jobs that I was doing, I happened to take something to put on the floor in the kitchen, and I leaned over like this, and not thinking that there's the end of a cabinet right there, big oak cabinet. Man, it caught me right here on the head. It knocked me backwards. I mean, I was done. I stumbled and, as luck would have it, the garbage can. I moved the garbage can so I didn't have to move so far to put stuff in it. Thank goodness I did because I was able to grab the garbage can to lighten my load, my fall. I could hear Ron yelling, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" But it sounded like it was 100 miles away. I could hear him, but I was half in it and half out of it. I couldn't answer him. After about a minute or so, I finally got to my senses and went the rest of the day with quite a headache. So on a night last night that I planned on going to bed early, getting a good night's sleep because I had to be up early today. It was the little monkey's field trip, and I was in charge of taking her and getting to enjoy the field trip with all kind of other little preschool kids. But it was a lot of fun. We went to the fire station, but I was kind of worried I might have a concussion, and one of the things I always tell you, if you have a concussion, don't go to sleep. Well, to me, it was even more important not to go to sleep if I thought I did because there was no one in the house. As I said, my son's gone and I was there by myself. So that being said, I stayed up until 4 o'clock again last night and I was up again. I only went to bed because about maybe 3:15, I didn't have no headache anymore. Maybe I did. Maybe I was just too tired to realize it. Wishful thinking or whatever. But anyway, it was a very good weekend. I hope and pray everybody else had a great weekend. I want to say the pledge, and I want to get into the music. Then I want to talk to the kids real briefly. Then I'm going to, and I mean, when I say briefly, I mean briefly. I'm just going to go over the kids. I'm really not going to call them out. I'm not going to talk about them. There's a lot going on. Maybe a long show, maybe a short show, depending on how fast we get through the information. But I thought information wise over the weekend, it was one of the best the best weekends we've had information wise. And now we're sitting in a point where I think we're just about go time. I really do. I can't see them letting it go much further. And I'm going to go into that. And I had some fun over the weekend as some of the people who's on Messenger with us. And I've asked you guys, get on Messenger, get on Messenger, get on Telegram. And I sent this couple of things. And one of our friends, Billy, when I sent her something, it was funny. She come back to me with a voice message and she says, "Oh, you ain't right." And this lady, that listen to her talk. You could be in a terrible down mood, but just to listen to the way this lady talks, it just brings a joy, a laughter. And we talked a little bit Saturday. Saturday, I had a couple of long conversations with a couple of our Patriots, uh, Patriot Sharon Becky. We all want to keep her in our prayers. Sharon has to go in for tomorrow. She's probably going to be on here tonight, or she will watch it. But she's got to go in for a procedure. No, nothing is surgery anymore. Evidently they can make more money calling it a procedure. And she's got to go in for a procedure. And I've had similar procedure done. We had a very nice talk, and I think I helped her. I tried to. And then we have Patriot Papa G on here. And I got a chance to spend some time talking to him yesterday. And one of the guys, if he's on, chat with him. This man is an amazing man and full of love for everything. And when he told me about him and his ex-wife, and I'm thinking, what he does, I compliment him. I really do. No way I would do that for my ex-wife. And I mean, I don't hate my ex-wife. I have to deal with her with the kids and the grandkids, and that's way more than any man should have to deal with someone they don't care for. But I'm a nice guy. If you don't believe I'm a nice guy, just ask me. Any one of you is here, just ask me, and I'll tell you I'm a nice guy. Where is my dog? Hold on a second, guys. Enough. Get out here. So, oh. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I kept hearing my dog cry. Kept hearing my dog cry. That's when I asked Ron where my dog was. She's in my mom's bedroom, and there was something torn in there, and she got caught in it, and she couldn't get out. And she was trying to get out of the room, but she couldn't because she was all tied up. So I had to go in and untie her. Now she's laying on here on a pillow right next to me. So I knew something was wrong when she just kept crying like that. But you know, Cindy, if you're on, I saw you tried to call me Friday night. I didn't even see it until later Saturday when I seen that I missed a call. The reason I didn't answer is because my phone was dead. It was charging. So anybody else, if you sent me messages, if you've left me messages, and as I told Papa G, and I try to tell people, if you want to get in touch with me, send me a message at Yahoo, vacation1954 at yahoo.com. Send me a message on Messenger or even on Telegram if you need to talk to me. Ralph, I need to talk, and we'll figure something out. When you leave me a message, I get so many spam calls. If I don't see the person's name pop up and I know, I don't take it, and then my box gets filled up. I finally emptied it the other day at like 7 o'clock at night, and before I went to bed at midnight. And by the time I got up the next morning, in bed at midnight. I never go to bed at midnight. But by the time I got up the next morning, I already had 5 messages left on there. And all I'll do is I'll go in, I'll run them off, and I won't, you know, 9 times out of 10, it's not from people like you guys that I want to talk to. It's from people spamming me. And it's funny because if they spam you and you don't answer, they leave you kind of a nasty message. But if you answer the phone, then they won't talk back. They hang up. But it is what it is that we're living in that kind of a world. And and that. So let's go on. And like I said, I apologize for having to go take care of my little dog, but uh, she needed me. And let's do the pledge and the song, and then we'll get into the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If tomorrow were my children and wife, I thank my stars. I've been living. A flag stands for freedom. To the hills of Tennessee, of Texas, from sea to shining to sea, from Detroit down to Houston. I know. Do you depend hers today? Do you today? Oh, I love that song. I love that song with all my heart. I'm proud to be an American, and I know that I'm free. And we may not be where we want to be, and I'm going to cover that in just a few minutes. But what I want to discuss with the kids, and I'm not going to mention names. I'm gonna just talk about Jimmy and his brothers and his brother and two sisters. Something amazing, guys, happened to this family. In getting to know Renee, who we all know and love, it's been a very, very rough time for not just their family, but our family here. But when I was getting to know Renee and we would chat and we would exchange emails and sometimes we would talk on the phone, Renee was always felt buttering me up. She was preparing me for something, but I just couldn't put my finger on what she was preparing me for. And see, I believe Renee knew that she wasn't going to make the med beds. But I'm going to tell you a story. And it's not about the Beverly Hillbillies. It's about her and her family. And as we all know, little Jimmy celebrated his birthday. Daddy celebrated his birthday. The older brother, Larry, birthday is coming up. The oldest sister, her birthday is in February. Right on, kiddo. You're in the good month. My uncle once told me all the important people were born in February, and I've never doubted him since. Huh? Yeah. What? Yeah, he told me. No, Ronnie's over there saying he said the same thing about December, and I know different because see, my uncle wasn't born in December; he was born in February. But Renee told me when we talked, my husband and my kids are going to need your help. I said, I'll be there. I'll be there as much as I can. I'm trying to be there as much as I can. Yesterday, I wasn't able to get back with him. I told you my yesterday, and I will probably get back with him tonight later. They'll probably be in bed, but Jim had to go back to work. He's a truck driver, and like he said, he spends half of his life in the truck. He really wants to be home with his kids. And Jim had even started to doubt because he had to go back to work. He had started to doubt being a good dad, and he's a great dad. His kids in his mind is the most important thing in the world. In his heart is the most important thing in the world. Jimmy was getting ready to celebrate his birthday, but he didn't want to celebrate it because mommy wasn't going to be there. And Jim asked me what I should do, and I said, have cake and ice cream with the family on him. Get him his presents. Because as long as you keep loving Renee, as long as you keep her in your heart right here, she's always going to be with you. And he said, thank you. I needed to hear that. And I did. And the strangest things happened that night. As the candle on the cake was lit, they sang happy birthday. And there wasn't a window open, a door open, a fan running, or nothing. And the candle went out. The candles went out. Mommy was there. Mommy took all of Jimmy's fun away. You know it, and I know it. But still, these people are these loving families, these young kids. They're still hurting. Now, since then, Grandpa has moved in to help out, which is a big, and I thank him for moving in with them and helping. Sometimes I wonder why he didn't move in earlier when Renee was still there and he could have had more time to spend with his precious daughter. We don't know, but he's there now. So that helps the kids. And you guys might have read it, the people who follow us on Telegram. And I might not get this 100% right. But Jim sent me a message. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday. It may have been Sunday morning. I don't know. Like I said, my weekend was fast, furious, exciting, scary. But anyway, he sends me a message and he says, I'm in the best mood I've been in a long time since Renee died. He went on to tell me he had the greatest dream in the world. He dreamt that him and his wife was together. They were together again. She was right there with him. And the things he was telling me, she told him. It was so touching. And it sounds exactly like Renee. And she told him, I'm with you. I had to leave. I had to go because I had to go do something to help God. But I will be back. I will be back with you guys as long as you keep loving me. I will be back. Now, guys, I bring this up because remember the magic things that Jimmy was so excited about. Him and mommy getting on. I remember there's a guy named Jared, and not the jewelry Jared, the guy that is involved with the beds. And he said that people who leave us. And when he said it, this was 5 years ago, I heard it, and I've heard it a few times since, that if you had left us within 5 years, you would be able to reunite. And it will even get to the point when we go to heaven on earth that you will even be able to reunite with people, even if they've been gone. The people have been gone a long time. You will not reunite permanently, more or less, but he said the people up to 5 years. Now, in this dream, Renee is more or less verifying this. In the dream, she never said she, died. She said she had to leave. She had to go help God on do something. Now, that alone would get you excited, make you have hope, give you reason to really do what you're supposed to do. But if I remember this right, as he comes out of his bedroom and he starts to greet his kids in the morning, his kids said, "Daddy, Mommy was in the house last night. She was here." So I think she visited them all. Guys, it got me excited because, when I hear that story, then I think about one of our leaders in our group, and that's Myrna. And Myrna's a tough old bird. I mean, she is. I only say tough old bird because Myrna's got that bird. But I think of what Myrna's lost, and boy, or just losing her husband. And I think of my sister losing my brother-in-law, and my great nephew, and I think of all the people that we've all lost. And what if? And people's going to look at me. People who don't know me, people's going to look and say, "Man, that guy is nuts. He's idiot. He's stupid." But see, here's the thing. What we're going through right now, what the hat is trying to do is save us, to make the United States the greatest country in the world, like it's always been. And that's what he's trying to do. But see, here's the kicker. How many times have we heard the phrase, "We have to keep ascending, because when this is all over, we're going to go to like heaven on earth. It's going to be a whole new world, a whole new earth." These beds are supposed to be able to keep us here for, like they did in an in the Old Testament in the Bible. How many passages have you read that this guy was this, and he married this lady, and they had this many kids, and he lived another 150 or 200 years. Some lived even more. And I've always wondered what happened. And then we find out about the cabal, so we know what happened. They started doing the things that they started doing to shorten us. But what if what's the difference if we live heaven on earth, or we go to heaven and live? It's just, and I really, and people can call me crazy, but I really believe that this is going to happen. And I really believe that we're going to get to see the loved ones. Now, I know Myrna's son and daughter, God rest their souls, I know they've been gone a little longer. So if like Jared said, people like that, maybe you might only be able to see a few times a year. But this woman has been without her son and daughter for how many years? What do you think she would give if she could spend a day with them 3 or 4 times a year? And we're going to all of this stuff, like on the Jetsons and all of this stuff. We're going to be able to travel from here to here. But no, my son just went to Jamaica. When he left to go, he had an hour trip to O'Hare Airport, a little longer by the time he parked his car and got all the stuff settled in, and that over an hour to O'Hare in all this traffic. But it's going to get to where all he'd had to do was just boop, he's gone. And it won't be he'll go to Jamaica where he goes to the airport, and then he's got a 2.5 hour drive to the resort. is there. Family's there. Call me crazy, but you know what? I've been called a lot worse. And some people might think that I am crazy, but look at it this way. Isn't it better to live in a world where you got hope and you got something to strive for than to live with the way things are going and have went? And I want to cover that in a little bit. But for their family, I hope and pray, and I do, that your dream is true. Because I know myself, if I could just see my mom, my dad, my uncle that I talked about, that as good as I got along with him, he left me when I was 10 years old. If I could just see them 3, 4 times a year, I don't care if it's for 5 minutes, it'd make my life better. Sorry, I got sentimental there, but then we have all the other kids, Patriot 11 and Patriot Princess, our little queen, and Patriot Hunter. I don't know if you guys are friends with Jana on Facebook, but she posted a picture of Hunter and Haley, our little princess queen. And I said, great picture. And she come back and thanked me, and I said, that would be a great 5x7 picture for Uncle Ralph and Uncle Ron for Christmas. And I'm serious. I would love to have that picture of them too. They are great looking kids, and you can just see as I went to this little journey today with my granddaughter, I've now went to that same thing, the fire station. That was their field trip, 2 blocks from where she goes to school, and I made all three Patriot Super Gymnast, Patriot 7, and hers. And Miss Beth, the teacher, she goes, "Well, it's his last one," and I got sad, but boy, did they put on a thing. And I'm gonna put on, if I can do it, on Messenger or someplace, maybe Telegram, someplace where people can see it. I took a little 25, 30 second video. The little monkey got to take the fire hose and spray it. I mean, they really did a great job with the kids. And then my other two grandkids, uh, small Hank and little Kira, they're in Jamaica. They put a video up on Facebook yesterday that I think I'm going to share on mine so you guys can see. It's really neat because small Hank, he comes walking up and like he takes a jump, and he's got these clothes on. He takes a jump. Now all of a sudden he's down on the beach and he's got his swimming gear on. And he gets down there and he's waving his mom and his dad on, and his mom's carrying little Kira, and she jumps and she gets down there and she's ready to go swimming with her gear. Little Kira's got her bathing suit on, and here my son Brandon, he goes running and he jumps, and yeah, he's got his trunks on. It's a really cute video. It's amazing the things they can do. You know, the Boogs, all of them, man. I mean, John keeps sending me pictures, and I just can't wait to meet these kids. And you know, it's it's just a good time. Patriot Little Leona and Leilana, they're growing just way too fast. Mike put up a little video of her swinging, and I thought, oh, I looked at Ron. I said, you got to see this, and I showed it to Ron. I said, man, she's growing like a weed. But oh, is she a little doll? I showed it to the little monkey, and she says, oh, she's cute. And I said, she's named after my mommy. And she said, what? See, because uh, Super Gymnast middle name is after my mom also. So I'm trying to. Oh, Patriot Wyatt Earp and Patriot Karate Kid. I think I got all of them now. If I forgot someone, I'm really sorry, but I want to move on. That concludes kids portion of the show. And kids, please remember that this show is not meant for you. It's not meant for kids unless you're under the supervision of your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents, any legal guardian that they give you permission. I will try my best not to say anything bad that would make it to where you shouldn't watch it, but you never know. So, also, the music, the video that I'm going to share tonight, we use for entertainment and information purposes only. We have no rights to these videos. We have no rights to this. It's just we use them for our show, the music, because it's our theme song, and a video that I'm going to share with you guys here in just a few minutes. Actually, two videos I'm going to share tonight. I use because it's information. So that concludes that part. There's a lady running for president. There's a lady running for president. You want to see her? You ready? I thought that was cute. Michael Gentry, thank you, Michael, sent me a video. And I'm only going to play it just for a brief. It's not real long, but I'm not going to play the whole thing. But as Michael said to me, look at the money she is giving her mom. So as I hold my camera up to the screen so you guys can see it, look at the money. The gist of the video is the daughter sold her mom's chair. She asked in the ad, she asked $30 for it, but the man gave her $100. Oh no, he gave her another $100. And they just keep going. But look at the currency. And when you look at the currency, ask yourself, is that the same currency? If you're fortunate enough to ever had a $100 bill, or if you have one on you now, or anything like that, just ask yourself. And then I'll talk to you when I come back.
I sold the chair. Sold the chair. Sold. Let's see. Okay. It's fine. Okay. So let's go. Isn't that good? Well, you might as well keep it because you're kids. He offered me another $100. Oh my God. Right. Oh, and then he offered me another $100 for it. What? Yeah. $300. You gotta be kidding. No. He phoned me. He woke me up with a phone call saying, I want to buy that chair. I really want that chair. I collect that stuff. Yeah. And I paused. So he offered me $400 for it. What?
Okay, that's four times. That's four times you got to see it. Did you notice the currency? Folks, I'm pretty sure you just seen the new rainbow. Pretty sure. And when I seen that video, I was really, 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 really happy. But I got one more video I want to share here. And this is just to put a little joy in. There's a man running for VP along with his, I showed her a little bit ago. This is pretty good. I think you'll enjoy it.
I grew up in small rural Nebraska, town of 400, town that you rode your bike with your buddies till the streetlights come on, and I'm proud of that service. preemptive strike by Israel. You have 2 minutes. Thank you. What we've seen out of Vice President Harris is we've seen steady leadership. We've seen a calmness that is able to be able to draw on the coalitions to bring them together. You know something, you live. So, I'm a hunter. Can you handle a shotgun? So I've become friends with school shooters.
You know, that's hilarious. You know, the people who put this stuff together, they can't have a real life, but boy, they make ours very. They help us enjoy ours.
5'10".
That was Archie Ball.
Yeah. Pardon me?
Archie Ball.
Well, yeah. Ain't you watching the video? If you was watching the show, you'd have seen it. Let me get here now. The music wasn't playing? Oh, it was playing here. Fine. I don't know what happened, Marna. I'm sorry. As I'm going to the site where I get my information on my messenger, Ron has got up there the link for tonight's show, and the picture is me hiding behind the phone, holding up Archie Bunker and whatever his name is. But once again, guys, I do want to say that the videos that I've used tonight, we have no legal rights to them. We're just using them for the show, for entertainment, and also some of them do have knowledge. I'm going to share one more video because, yeah, I told you guys I was going to post it. But I told you I went to my granddaughter, Little Monkeys, field trip today to the fire station. And she got to go to the fire truck across the street, and they turned on the hose and she got to spray it. So I want you to see it. The first little boy I had to take to make sure I got her, but here's that. And it didn't come out real good, but also that was another big thing that Ron just mentioned. Just as she got ready to do it, the big train. I mean, this train, there was 25 kids there, and she was about number 7 that got to spray the hose. And that train run long enough for all of the kids to get through. Important events coming up October 22 to 24, BRICX in Rush, IA. October 21st through the 24th, SWIFT in China. October 22nd, 23rd, Federal Reserve, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Short but good. Let's see what we got. I do remember reading, and it was short. A country run by banks will always be in debt. Healthcare run by big pharma will never cure disease. A state run by war will never know peace. A nation run by media will never know the truth. The storm is coming. Military training for implementation of the emergency broadcast system. This will ensure everyone safely placed in their homes and able to witness the historical moment that reveals all of the truths, covers up, etc., through the EBS, which is intimate. There must be a test and then a review for currencies and activities. The possible implications, national and global level, can be quite complicated. Some things must be in alignment to the protocols. Yes, there are many consequences if things aren't done with precision and perfection. This is the practice run before the real one, folks, and to see the responses and accuracy to what is forthcoming with changes, which changes humanity. We hear the schedule is finally firm, but again, I'm just the messenger. Be ready to adjust if needed in regards to possible time changes. Only a select few know the moment of the exact precise timing of events. For security and other obvious reasons, it must be properly kept private. The EBS is going to air playing an 8-hour video. It will be replaying 3 times a day for 10 days communication darkness. During those 10 days of communication darkness, the following things will happen. We will receive 7 trumpets, AKS, EBS text messages on our phone alerting us to tune in to our TV at this time. Our phones will only work for 911, and we are informed the Signal app, which is military encrypted, will be available. Our internet will not work during that time. Our ATMs will not work. After the 10 days of communication darkness, we will connect to the human quantum internet. People are urged to stock up on at least 3 weeks of food and water, be prepared with food, water, toilet paper, generators, etc., for this great awakening reveal. We promised the new Starlink internet system. We are promised the new Starlink internet system by the end of the month. As we speak, the teams coordinating this important historic event are revamping the EBS, ensure that utmost security for all involved. So remain patient as things get finalized. They want to make certain there are not any interferences of any sort at all. Those making the plan want no one to panic whatsoever because it's simply the release of the truth. After the EBS, and we've gone through the 10 days mainstream media blackout and set through the 24/7, 8-hour long movies, do we go back to normal like business as usual? Answer is after EBS and 8 hours long 24/7 movies, all will change. The life support attached to the old evil system will be pulled. Humanity and planet Earth simultaneously move to quantum reality consciousness system, peace and prosperity, end of financial and human consciousness, enslavement, old systems of government, education, finance, health, trade, and commerce, etc., will be dismantled and replaced. We will have new currency called the USN, US note, and gold back. The time is now to alert as many who will listen. Do not have too much pride. Go warn those you love, even though they think you're crazy. Your goal for others is truly to help absorb the shock of what is coming. And that's what I've tried to do. Uh, I try to do exactly what they say there because, as I told you, my son went to Jamaica the other day. It was just me and him at home before he left. And I looked at him and I said, some things could happen. Some things could happen, and I don't know. They're going to give you 24 hours to get home, but since you're going to be in a resort in Jamaica, I'm not sure you're going to make it. I just want to let you know that if you get stranded in Jamaica at this resort, not to worry. Everything is going to be fine. Don't panic. Don't worry. Just keep your wife and my grandkids calm and collective. And I mean, I poured my heart into it. And his remark was, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. And I said, hey, you've been warned. That's all I can do. And that's what everyone here that's on the show tonight, and there's right now 143 of you. That's all we can do. We can't make them listen. All we can do is give them the information. See, because here's the deal. My son, in essence, treated me poorly. But it's in here. It's in his head now. So if something happens, and maybe his wife gets a little panicky, or his son gets, my grandson, Daddy, we can't go home. We can't. I mean, if you're going to get stranded, it might not be a bad place to be stranded. But then again, like me and Ron was talking last night, this is a place that is completely full every day of the year. So the new people wouldn't be able to come in. So there's still going to be the rooms that they would have to stay there. But are they going to have all the food that they're going to need? You can only drink so much alcohol. I'm sure they're going to have more than enough alcohol to get through 10 days. But will they have enough food? Or will you be monitored to maybe a bowl of cereal for breakfast and maybe a couple pancakes instead of whatever you want to eat? But still, if you ate like you ate at home and you got 5 or 6 more days out of it, I just, all I've ever said was telling him that. And I pray to God every day that he's going to be safe. There's another video I would share, but I'm not going to. It's about a girl that the main thing about the video is watch the waters. And I thought it was a video that came in a very, very opportune time because remember, for a long, long, long time, we've been told, watch the waters, watch the waters. And what's been happening? Hurricanes, a lot of wind, also a lot of water. And then she goes on to explain a couple of other things about the water. And it's very, very, very. Now, this is something that I don't know if it's true or not. I'm going to read it. America must be on the new USTN before Iraq will change the rate, my friend. The old fiat currency can't be in circulation or we're back to square one. This is what I'm told. The fiat dollar must crash first as well. I was told no exchange rate till this is done after election. Well, myself personally, I believe the person who put that here is full of what. Kind of that stuff that was on the ground that I sent the picture of the dopey and that the other day. I also think the BRICS and the world is getting a little upset with 2 countries. We live in one of them, and the other one is Iraq. I really believe they're getting really, really upset with these 2. And it wouldn't surprise me if they're going to call the USA out, and they will move to where they need to do. But I'm not sure the other country will. And it could make them very, very, very bad. Because could you imagine being a country that is without the support of the rest of the world completely? You're just on an island by yourself. And see, that's a lot of what's going on when we go to all of this new stuff. Remember, there will be no more wars. If you decide you're here and you want to go pick on Iran, you try to do it. It's not just Iran that's going to retaliate. The whole 208 other nations are going to retaliate. That's the purpose of we're going to wipe out the wars. And that's my opinion. But this guy put that out there. But I wanted to read it because I wanted you guys to hear it, because I wanted to explain my opinion. And like I said, it's just my opinion. But me and Ron and a lot of us here has been doing a lot of research, and I think that a lot of us, yes, Janet, 100%. Janet hit it right. We are the chosen ones to be alive at this time. We are the chosen ones that's been called to this journey, because, the more and more people I talk to, the more and more people tell me when they started following me, why they started following me and Ron. And it's really quite touching. Now, the scammers are working hard, scamming people with fake posts, messaging, telling people they need to set up a QFS account to keep their assets safe. Then then they send you a link to help you, and you deposit your assets and lose everything. This is why they fake posts like the Graham post that's going around from 2022 with a BS under it. The pictures of fake cards are all far apart of making people think you can sign up for a QF. You've already got your QFS account. Your money is already in your QFS account. When you go, either if you go for your R&R money, or if you go to a redemption center or a tier 1 bank, that's when you'll get it set up. So if you get any emails, don't even, don't even give them the satisfaction, open it. I see someone say, let me help you. And there's some people doing shows. They're actually promoting this. So just be very careful, guys. Do not go and jump and give your whole life's earnings away. Breaking in just 1 week, Missouri saw 78,421 people register to vote. Shockingly, 23,253 of those people are dead. Now, I'm going to elaborate on that story a little bit, because we know what happened in 2020. I was watching a short video on TikTok, and the lady was very adamant about her and her husband got their mail-in vote ballots. Her husband's came, but hers didn't. She called up to ask why, and they said yours will be coming. They haven't even started to come out yet, or they have, but if they're not coming from a certain, don't fall for this. But here's the sad part. She tried on 3 or 4 different occasions to get her ballot sent to her. Her husband's been dead for 3 years, but they want her to have him hurry up and vote it and send it back. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They sent it. They're going to take care of it. You know that.
Three or four times.
Big N, Big G bombshell. Boom. Debt forgiveness, a total financial reset. All your debts wiped out, mortgages, loans, credit cards, gone. This isn't a favor. This is justice for decades of financial crimes. Boom. Number 2, liberation. The IRS is about to be smashed. Say goodbye to the income tax nightmare. Big N brings in a 14% flat tax on non-essential goods, cutting off the government's greedy hands from your paychecks. Boom. Number 3, the Federal Reserve game over. The Fed is about to be dismantled. A new treasury-backed rainbow currency will replace the worthless paper dollars backed by gold, silver, and platinum. Boom. Number 4, constitutional law restores Big N, restores America to its true foundation. Constitutional law. Those with foreign ties stripped of their citizenship, barred from stepping foot on U.S. soil again. This is more than a reset. It is a purge. Boom. Number 5, new elections, 120 days to wipe out politicians with secure, unhackable elections under constitutional law. No more rigged systems. The new QFS voting systems ensured fraud is impossible. Now, elaborating on that a little more, if you've been listening to the Restored Republic, if you've been listening to it, I think it's like 3 days in a row now. The man literally comes out and says there will be no 2024. That's supposed to happen on the 5th of next month. Number 7, boom, suppressed technology released. Over 6,000 secret patents are about to be released from free energy. Miracle medical cures. These technologies will obliterate the power structures that have kept the world in change. Boom. Number 8, humanitarian project. Big N is launching global humanitarian efforts, which funding that will transform lives worldwide. This is about more than survival. It's about abundance for all. Boom. Number 9, restitution and redemption. The elite stolen wealth will be returned to the people. Big N will right the wrongs of the past with a restitution of unconstitutional acts and unjust debt. Boom. Number 10, QFS voting system. Say goodbye to rigged. You know what? That's going to happen is supposed to happen next month. With a quantum financial system, every vote is validated and secure. True democracy is finally here. Big N, Big G isn't just a policy, it's a global reset that will destroy the old world order and give power back to the people. The 30+1 provisions are the blueprint for the global revolution. Are you ready for the explosion? I am. Urgent. Pennsylvania voters, check your mail in ballots now. I just opened my mail in ballot and something seriously off. Both the secrecy and return envelopes came already sealed. Watch as I explain the issue and why it matters. Have you experienced this too? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to have to open this envelope, use a letter opener or a pair of scissors or something. Tape it shut, and it's going to look like my ballot has been tampered with, which means it's not going to be counted. Don't let your vote go uncounted. Please share this video, spread awareness, and protect our democratic process. I'm only going to read a few of these, but this is the cost of immigrants per state in 2023. Alabama 596 million, Alaska 130 million, Arizona 3.19 billion, Arkansas 356 million, Connecticut 1.28 billion, Florida 8.04 billion, Georgia 3.14 billion, Hawaii 771 million, Illinois 5.27 billion, Maryland 2.14 billion, Massachusetts 2.16 billion, Michigan 1.28 billion, New Jersey 5.27 billion. And every state is in there, and they said, guys, this is not, and this is the purpose, this is not sustainable. We're going hungry, we're going homeless, we're going all of this. While all they do is just keep taking care of people. Now I want to discuss something. If you're on TikTok and you watch the little videos, there's a man on there named Charlie Kirk. Charlie is a man about 30 years old. He never went to college, but man, is he knowledgeable. And Charlie's a guy that goes to these different colleges. And when he goes to these colleges, he has at least 1,000, maybe 2,000, 3,000 kids on campus come out to listen to what he's got to say. But he gives a mic into the crowd And they're allowed to say who he voting for. And a girl come on the other day and she looked at him and she says, I just wanted to come on here and say I think you're an idiot. And he said, okay, that's your right. But he said, can you prove how I am? Well, you come to college campuses where kids don't know as much as you, but you haven't even gone to college. His answer was, well, what does that tell you about college? Maybe you don't need to spend the thousands and thousands of dollars. Because see, here's something I'm going to add to this. Something I never could understand. If you go to college for a business degree, and your teacher, your professor, is going to get you a degree in business, but he's never been nothing but a school teacher. If someone's never run a business, how do you teach it? It doesn't make any sense. And I've always wondered that. But he says, well, you say I'm nothing, but I'm important enough for you to come out and cut me down. He says, who are you voting for? And naturally, she said, Dopey. And he says, could you tell me why? And she says, because he's not a racist. And he looked at her and he says, what is a racist? And she just kind of got this look in her eye like, a deer caught in the headlights, you know. And now the people behind who are for the hat, they're really trying to get her explain why is he bad. And she says, well, you just come on campus to 18, 19, 20-year-old kids that we're just at school to get a degree and have fun. They said, he looks at him and said, are you going to vote? And she goes, yeah. He said, and that's what I come on campuses for. I'm trying to educate the people. You can vote for whoever you want, but know what you're voting for. Well, the hat is a racist. And he said, give me an example. Because see, when he was in charge, he says, there's a lot of people that don't think what is a racist it's going after the blacks. He said he don't go after the blacks. He don't go after other countries. Well, he does too, because he doesn't want to allow the Mexican people to cross the border. No. He says you're wrong there. He has no problem if they come across the border the right way. 323,000. 323,000 just in this year alone. Kids crossing the border are missing. Because see, when the hat was in charge, there was proper procedures. You had to cross the right way. You had to be with your family member. You had to be. It wasn't a child crosses with somebody and then somebody else is there that has no DNA. They don't have any matching DNA. But when the hat was in charge, he run it the right way. And if you ever get a chance, if you go on TikTok and you get a chance to watch him, he is very, very knowledgeable. Very. So let's go down and see what Judy's got to say a little bit, and then we're going to put a end to this. But there's a lot of stuff out there right now, guys. Judy note, Monday, 21st of October, 2024, compiled by Judy Byington, EBS to expose FEMA, Navy SEALs, Delta Force, British SAS Special Forces have been deployed in over 100 countries, including U.S., Europe, Asia, Africa, Middle East, and over 700,000 arrests underway. Global elites, private jets grounded, passports seized. The white hats know everything. Protect the children. All Hallows Eve. And then the only wise they have at least a month's supply, food, water, and that. in my talkings and everything else, pretty much everything else in Judy today is stuff we've discussed. There's a lot of information, a lot of good information. You know, I'm hearing from people like Wolverine who's coming out and saying it definitely is going to go down this week. He says his sources are saying Mark Z says he can't see it going much longer. Um, we'll find out tomorrow night what Bruce has to say. He'll talk about Sue's bundles, Bob's prostate, but you know, it is what it is. Guys, I want to thank each and every one of you. I mean, we're an hour and 5 into the show, and we still have 136 people here. And I thank each and every one of you. Janet says everything is going to be all right. Blessings as well by Susie Q. Grandma Bo, good to see you here, Grandma Bo. Grandma Bo, you got a surgery coming up. I'm just looking. I don't know if you've been talking about it, but don't you have a surgery coming up here soon? So keep Grandma Bo in your prayers. Also keep Pamela Streb in your not Pamela Streb. Yeah. I know who I want to say, just can't get the right one up there, but you know, you have days when you get too much in your head. A lot of us are, there's some people worried about me that I'm saddened because my son is gone. I'm hoping he's having a great time because I'm really not saddened. But you know, it is what it is. Margaret, I haven't heard from you. You're sending stuff, but haven't much heard from you lately. Sharon Becky. Sorry about that, Sharon. Sharon Becky's having that procedure done tomorrow, so keep her in your prayers. And just, you know, the easiest way that I find for our group, guys, is just pray for everybody in the group that we all have good days, blessed days, and we're close. I was talking to someone and I said the difference between right now and 3 months ago is you can actually see the light at the end of the tunnel. And also the fact that me being used to being track and running races, no matter how much you hurt, no matter what race you're in. I started off as a sprinter. I ended up, before I quit track, as a long distance runner. But no matter how much, you got to cross the finish line. And I really believe the finish line is right there for us to conquer. With that, I say good night. God bless, and I love you all. I'll see you Wednesday night, if not before.